Three, two, one. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Finance Empowerment Week. This week, we are going to be engaging in upgrading your business with Fara. And you're going to love what she has to say. If you have a business or a friend in the business, you want to tune in right now because you don't want to miss just all the great information that is out there on getting your business to the next level. Now, if you're not tuned in, whether you're at work, at home, wherever you are right now, on the train, you really want to tune in to what's going on here on Phoenix National Business Group, because we have a great special guest with us, and she's going to explain to you, she's going to talk to you about ways that you can improve your business and the exposure of your business in the marketplace. We know that it's very competitive out there and that there are so many things going on right now as far as getting your business noticed, but there are things that you can do, and we're here to help you discover those things and figure it out. So at this time, I'm going to introduce Fara to you. Hi, Fara. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I am doing great. I'm excited to have you on the program because
Uh,
I feel it's going to be amazing,
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, anytime. Whenever you're ready to start, go ahead.
All right. So I am going to share my screen with you. I can. There we go. Okay. So go to the slideshow. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes, definitely can.
Perfect. So again, thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to do this. I hope everyone that's listening gets something out of it. And at the end, I have all my contact information. If you want to talk further, please don't hesitate to reach out. So, really quick agenda for what I'm going to go through on this call. I'm going to do a quick intro about who I am and really who I work for and my company. And then I'm going to go through the consumer buying journey from a digital marketing standpoint and what that means to us as marketers. And then I'm going to go through some trends and how COVID is really impacting what we do online and the way that we're interacting with each other and with businesses. And then I'm going to go through some of the solutions that are really relevant right now due to COVID. So my name is Fara Finkelstein, and I have been a digital marketing consultant for about 8 years. I work for a company called Reach Local. We were founded in 2004. We are a full service digital marketing company. We have a little over 19,000 clients that we work with across the country. And we've delivered over 285 million leads to local businesses around the country. We're also a partner to Google, Yahoo, Facebook, Bing, and some of the really big publishers. And we are also owned by Gannett. So we are part of the USA Today network. And I'm going to really talk about how that helps and assists us in what we do on Wednesday. So stay tuned. But today I'm really going to talk about Reach Local and our solutions, and what we do for local businesses. So let's talk about the consumer buying journey, right? The internet is a very, very busy place, even before COVID. COVID, I think, has just made it a little bit busier and there is a lot more going on, but the internet has always been very fragmented. And the average consumer looks at their phone about 150 times a day, from the minute that they wake up to the minute they go to bed. They also use about 10 touch points when they're making a decision, right? So think about it. People are on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're reading news articles, they're checking their emails, they're video streaming, they're watching YouTube on their phones. There's so much going on, right? And every journey for every customer, really no matter what they're looking for, is completely unique and different. So what I mean by that is, like, let's take let's take an example, somebody whose AC breaks in the middle of summer, right? We were just talking about that. Their journey is probably going to be a lot quicker than somebody who's looking for, let's say, a spa vacation or somebody to do landscaping in their backyard, right? Because the person's AC needs to be fixed now. They're going to go to Google, they're going to do a search. They might look at 2 or 3 different websites and reviews, but essentially they're going to call that day, probably within the hour or 2 hours of the issue going on. Mm-hmm. But if somebody's looking for, let's say, something that's a little bit more leisure and not as urgent, the journey is going to look very different, right? They may get distracted. They may find an ad on Facebook that spikes their interest, and that's how their journey starts, right? It's not really a need. It's more of a want. And they are going to probably, I mean, we as marketers, we track all of the information and what's going on for our clients and their customers. So we've seen journeys take 10 minutes. We've seen journeys take 10 months, even 2 years, depending on what the service is. So again, it's our job as marketers to understand what consumers are doing online and how they're making their decisions. So I really try to help my clients understand, again, what their customers are doing and how we can position ourselves to be in front of those customers. So there are some consumer trends actually that I thought were extremely interesting and very relevant during this time. And these are going to really show you how the internet is playing a role into what we're doing now during COVID, as well as, I mean, before and after. So we've seen a huge spike in internet usage overall, right? 12% there's been a 12% increase in the amount of streaming content online, whether that's watching a video or watching this podcast right now. There are a huge number of people that are streaming content. 12 hours a day are spent on media platforms. And there's also been about a 32% increase in the amount of social media usage. So the amount of time people spend on social media sites. I also thought that this was very interesting. There has been a 215% difference of the time that people spend on mobile looking for current events and global news this year in the United States compared to last year. There's also been a lot of talk around how people are connecting and adapting to the new norm, right? Virtual, everything is virtual. Search interest in virtual baby showers has grown by 2,000%. I don't think we've ever even seen the search for virtual baby shower before we entered COVID, right? With Me is a new movement on YouTube that has really drastically changed the way that we're connecting with each other. So With Me searches has grown about 54% compared to last year. And what does that mean? There's been a large number of videos on YouTube from businesses and from individuals that are around the topic of meditate with me, cook with me, clean with me, study with me. And really, it's just to be able to connect with people while they're social distancing and while we're not able to actually be humanized and be connected in the same room, in the same office. Everyone's trying to adapt, right? We're also dealing with stress and anxiety very differently, right? This is a huge topic in today's world. How are you? The how are you movement. 150% increase in searches for self-care activities. Meditation-related videos are 51% higher this year than last year. And telemedicine searches have increased 737% year over year in the United States. This is also a huge number, right? Telemedicine was pretty new to us before we got into this pandemic. And healthcare systems and private practices really now have to adapt to people not wanting to go into an office and wanting to do everything virtually. So practices, again, transitioning to telemedicine is going to be very, very important now and in the future. And this stat is actually just showing how people are shopping differently online. When COVID started, there was a stat that came out from Google that basically said 74% of their consumers are going to steer away from shopping centers, right? 129% increase in e-commerce orders year over year. An e-commerce order is really anything that is bought online. So what does this mean, right? What do all these stats tell us? That even though we're still searching and we're still using the internet, we're using it in a very different way to research, connect, and adapt. And I want to share some of the solutions that I help my clients with. But a lot of these things are also things that you could take into consideration when you're trying to get back into the swing of things and get your business back to normal if it's not back to normal, which I don't think a lot of us are there yet. So when I talk about these solutions, they really fit into two different categories, right? We talk about web presence and we talk about paid ads to drive leads and awareness. And I really want to talk about building your web presence today because this is the foundation of everything else that you're going to do on the internet. And you'll see that once I start to talk about why these things are important. But on Wednesday, I'm going to touch on some of the solutions on the right that are a little bit geared more towards data and using that data to target the right demographics and the right audience. Right, so starting with obviously the website, okay? Everybody needs a website. And I'm sure the majority of businesses that are listening to this call have a website. Making sure that your website is user-friendly. Is it mobile responsive, right? The majority of searches now come from a mobile device. How long does it take this site to load? A lot of times, if people are not seeing what they want to see within seconds, they're going to bounce off and visit somebody else's website. Is the phone number visible? So many times I will look at a website and not be able to find the phone number. It's not easily click to call ready. You need to make sure that you're easily found, and when people are finding you, they're able to contact you easily, right? Do you have a contact form? Do you have a chat widget? Those live chat bots that drop down on the site work very well. People do not want to pick up the phone and call. A lot of the times, they just want a quick answer. Are you open? Are you accepting new customers, etc.? Making it very easy for them, obviously, is super, super important. So obviously, after you have a website, right, the goal is to get people to find it. And how do we do that? We do that through SEO. And I just want to go over the definition of SEO because I think that the SEO is a very overused term that is thrown around a lot. And a lot of businesses don't really know what goes into managing and optimizing a website. So search engine optimization is the process of growing the quality and the quantity of website traffic by increasing the visibility of a website, right? Doing things to the website to help people find you and your content and your information easily. Obviously, everybody wants to be on the first page of Google and not have to necessarily pay for site traffic. So that's really the end goal of SEO, right? Getting quality traffic to the website. Content right now, I think, is super important. And this is something that you can do while you are waiting for your world and your business to get back to 100%. So when I say content is key, I really want to stress the idea and the fact that you should be writing content now that is going to help your customers in the long run, right? What can we be doing to give our customers a sense of making them feel comfortable really right now with what's going on, and how are we helping our customers for the future, right? So for example, if you are a nutritionist and you your business right now isn't really at 100%, you can write an article, or you can write content and put it on your website that is around the best exercises to do outside while gyms are closed, or what to eat during the summer when you don't really feel like eating all that heavy, comfort food. And these articles and this content is really going to help people find you during COVID and after COVID, right? These are not stats. These are not articles about what's going on right now today in the world of COVID. These are articles that are really going to help your customers over time, no matter what the circumstances. So really, and just to also go back to this for a second, there's a lot that goes into optimizing a website on the back end for Google to actually recognize you as an authoritative figure in your industry and serve your results up on the first page of Google for certain searches. So content is just one piece of an SEO campaign, but it is something that you can do on your own. A lot of the optimization that we do as a company is very technical, and I don't want to get into that, the technical aspects of it all right now, but there are a lot of factors that play into getting you on the first page of Google and serving your ads up, and serving your basically your website up on the first page of Google for an SEO campaign. So why SEO now, right? People are home, the internet is being used more than ever. So this is now the time to write content and help people in this time of need, help them find you. Competitors and other businesses have cut back. So there's more real estate on the search engine result page for you and your business, right? You have the upper hand if you're going to do something now. This is probably a really good time because the competition isn't as high. The benefits of SEO are also long-term. So again, even if your business is not back to 100% yet, SEO takes time. It is not like some other advertising avenues that I'll go through that are immediate. If SEO is done the right way, it definitely could take, I say, anywhere from 6 months to 12 months to see an increased amount of activity and a good return on your investment for an SEO campaign. So SEO takes time, which is why you should always consistently be working on the website, fresh content, making sure that it's updated on a regular basis, just doing things to make sure that you stay relevant and people find you. And the last part of why SEO now, right, is people want to support local businesses. They want to help businesses in their community. And SEO is very much based around local search, which brings me to my next point of listings and reviews. When you do a search, depending on the type of search that you do, you may get those 3 map listings, right? These searches are really around near me searches, and when a search is done using a geography term. So if, let's say I was to search for dentist in New York City, or a dentist in Queens, or dentist near me, right? The map listings are always going to come up. And 73% of businesses, 73% of consumers lose trust in brands that have inaccurate listings. So when you look for yourself, make sure that your Google My Business listing is claimed and updated. I can send you a link after this webinar to claim your listing. You can claim your listing. You show up in the map listings if you have good reviews. and if it's relevant to the search that's being done. And just making sure that you're really found right now. Think about it. People are searching for local businesses now more than ever. Are gyms near me open? Grocery store delivery near me? There's so much going on that really went on before, but I think has just increased because of the world that we're living in. So these are just little things that are going to make you more relevant and hopefully help more people find you when they're looking for your services. Social media management. This is something else that you can do. Post on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn. Make sure that you're staying social and that you're communicating with your current customers and hopefully potential customers, right? There was a stat that said that over 50% of US shoppers want to hear about how brands and companies are responding to the crisis. Tell them what you're doing. This is the perfect media platform for you to actually send that message and tell your customers, where they can get PPE equipment and, what's going on in the community. Don't write about your services and how great you are, because right now people are really looking for help and they're looking for information that is going to get them through this time and really make sure that that they feel comfortable with the businesses in their community. And again, people want to engage now more than ever, right? Think about the With Me movement. Make a video of with me and put it on your Instagram page or Facebook page or YouTube page. Just the more that you do and the more information you put out there, the more relevant you can stay. So really quickly, before I get into the other part of driving leads and awareness, I just want to make sure that I always talk to my clients about websites and SEO and how everything that we just talked about is really the foundation of all the other advertising that you're going to do. Because if you're spending money on advertising, no matter what venue it is, whether it's TV, whether it's print, whether it's internet, if you have bad reviews or if you have a website that doesn't load properly, you can spend all the money in the world on advertising, but you're going to have a very difficult time converting and getting an ROI on your, getting a return on your investment, because people are not going to be able to do what you essentially want them to do, which is call you and contact you. So that's why I really make sure that most of these things are in place before we actually move forward with any paid marketing or paid ad campaigns. So driving leads and awareness, I'm only going to touch on really two of these solutions right now, because Wednesday we're going to get into some of the more in-depth, really, really cool ways that we could target by interest and behaviors and purchase history and, your ideal audience. But driving leads and awareness can really be done in two ways on Google. The first is search marketing, and has a few different names. We call them Google Ads, pay-per-click, but the goal of a search marketing campaign, ideally, is to generate quality traffic and quality leads. These ads show up in the top 4 positions on the search engine result page above the map listings. And on the bottom 3, there's usually 3 ads at the bottom. And you can see that these ads say ads, so you know that they're ads. Each keyword that you're going to use is associated with a cost. And that's how we really come up with budgets for search engine marketing, Google Ads. And I'm not really, it varies so much by industry and by goals of the business and by the geography that you want to cover. So I'm not really going to go into how we come up with budgets, but I do want to stress the fact that there is a lot of competition out there for certain industries right now. And if you're not on the first page of Google organically and you want to generate leads immediately, pay-per-click is probably the best way to do that, because it is immediate gratification, right? Once your campaign goes live, you're going to start to see that your ads are there. You're going to start to see phone calls and leads come in. and hopefully you're converting those leads into customers. It's also a very good way to be present and make sure that you're there for certain search terms that you want to show for while you're working on your SEO and while you're getting your organic rankings and organic placement better and higher over time. So this is always a very, very good solution for businesses who have people who are searching for what they do. They need leads, they want phone calls. This is really the ideal way that we get leads for businesses. Also, a lot of times businesses have been burned by marketing firms who don't really necessarily set the campaigns up the right way. They're really only focused on clicks and not leads, right? You can drive as much website clicks to a website, but if these clicks aren't converting into leads and customers for you, then it's really not worth it. There are also other search engines besides Google. So you need to focus on Bing and Yahoo as well, which is a huge part of the market. A lot of times for these campaigns, I usually see that if they're not performing well, the budget is not supporting the market and the amount of search traffic that's out there for a lot of these search terms. And again, a lot of times businesses are just focused on the last click, right? If somebody's clicking and not calling right away, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the whole world, because there are things that you could do, again, to stay in front of these customers throughout their entire buyer's journey. They may not convert the first time. They may get distracted. They may have to cook dinner or help their kids with their virtual study sessions now. They're not always going to finish what they started right away. So again, it's really important to take that into consideration when you're setting up a marketing campaign. The last tactic and strategy that I want to talk about is Google Shopping ads. And the reason why I think that this right now is so important is because people are shopping online more than ever, right? Obviously, we saw that from the e-commerce stats that Google put out for us. But I think that also for this has given businesses a lot of opportunity to take their inventory that they have in their actual stores and transition it to an online platform, right? A lot of businesses, they had to shut down. They were mandated by the government that they couldn't operate. They couldn't have in-store foot traffic. And if they can't have in-store foot traffic, then they need some kind of way to generate leads and generate sales for the inventory that they're sitting on, and maybe the inventory that they want to buy, because these campaigns work so well that they need to buy more. And that's really the goal, is getting sales through the internet. So Google Shopping ads are those shopping ads that actually come up on the side of a search engine result page. And there is an image, there is a price, sometimes there are reviews. Sometimes you'll see that there is a local inventory tab on the bottom of one of these ads. And what that means is that the store is close and they could physically actually walk there to go purchase what they're looking for if they wanted to. Now, obviously, a lot of people are steering away from shopping centers. So I don't really think that that's going to have a big impact on the success of these campaigns right now. But again, this is just another way that we can really get people to the website to buy something from you and turn into a long-time loyal customer. I'm going to pause and see what kind of questions there are for me, if there are any. And again, on Wednesday, I'm going to be really talking about some of the targeted branding campaigns that we run versus these campaigns that are really direct advertising, immediate gratification. These are people that are looking for what you do, looking for what you have. They don't know who to use or where to go, and hopefully they find you and they call you. So I'm going to stop and I'm just going to see if we have any questions. I know it was a lot in a very short period of time.
That was like so much information. And I think, no, listen, no, it was great. I've been sharing and posting, and all the people out there that have all these questions about why their business isn't seem to be doing so well. Why is it that I have a website and it doesn't seem to be working for me? Our website's the way to go. How do I promote my social media page? I think all these questions that most people have with their storefront business or with their entrepreneurial effort. Yeah, I think you really just kind of solidified and gave a clear idea as to why things might not be working. But my main question to you is, do you provide the service that helps with all these different things?
I do, yes. And I am always, so usually I have to ask a lot of questions before I actually suggest any of the solutions that we have to offer. But it's really, again, it's going to be everything is unique to every business owner, even if you have the same type of business, because everyone's goals are really essentially different. And I think that it's really important to understand that this is the internet and digital marketing is very, very overwhelming for a lot of business owners, right? Which is why there are people like me and companies like mine to assist and to help you through along the way. There are things that some businesses should be doing first, second, third, and a lot of times they don't really know where to start. And I am that's what I love about what I do, is putting together these plans and helping these businesses really generate, meet their goals, whether it's generating awareness or generating leads for a product or a service.
You really, I mean, I get, what I get about you, Farah? I think that you're really passionate about what you're doing, right? I mean, it's really about helping that entrepreneur kind of get to the next level of their business, right? Because,
Yeah,
like when you succeed, they succeed,
of course,
and when they
100%.
succeed, you succeed. So it's like one hand washes the other, and you really can expand on your business and kind of find out what your true potential is. But the other part is, so you can basically evaluate clients basically that you're missing. Like if you're kind of missing a certain group of people that's visiting your website or your page, you can really track that to a T, right?
Yes, we can. The beautiful thing about digital marketing is that it's all trackable in some way,
Right.
shape, or form. So usually I will do basically an audit of somebody's website, of their business online, what they look like, what their social media presence looks like, what their listings look like, what their website and their SEO looks like. And again, there's a lot of technical aspects that go into SEO. I really wanted today to give little tidbits of information that people can do on their own to help their own businesses.
Right.
So that's kind of where I was going today, but we do all of these services, and I would be happy. We do free audits. It doesn't cost anything. I always say that if I'm going to set up a meeting with a business owner, as long as they learn something, I've done my job. So even if you are not ready right now to move forward with anything, hopefully you take something away from my audit and what, my suggestions are for you.
Is there any like specific areas or specific kind of companies that you work with, or is this basically if you have any kind of business, you can work with that person?
Yeah, I think that now there are so many strategies and so many different ways to target any type of person or audience that I work with. I work with all different types of businesses, from
Realtors?
we work with realtors. We work with big, huge real estate firms. We work with small realtors. We work with, large universities, and we work with small trade schools. So
Construction companies, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
construction companies.
Mhm.
What if somebody is looking for your business, or if they're looking for what you have and you're not showing up? That is when I say that, and I can help, definitely 100% help. There are also very creative ways where we can get in front of people who don't even know that they know you, that they need you, right? So that's
That's
also,
great.
that's kind of what I'm going to talk about on Wednesday, how we can
Yeah.
get in front of people who don't know that they need you yet, based on their search history and their purchase history online, and how many children they have, and are they interested in tennis or soccer, or going on vacation. And there are so many different things that we could do as far as targeting an audience.
Mhm.
So I really think that right now in today's world, you have to be creative. No
Yes.
matter what kind of business you are, you have to be online in some way, even if it is just having a website. It's super important to have a website, because that is your digital storefront, right? That's the
That's
face
it. That's
of
it.
your business.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Nobody really gains your business without them checking out your information first. I know I do it, and it's like it's so important to kind of find that out. Well, but everyone that is watching, you can see how you can reach out to Farah for more information. She is going to be back. Yep, that's right. She's going to be back at 10:30 on Wednesday. So if you see the flyer, you see the posters everywhere about our events, you need to come on inside, and so you can ask questions and kind of find out more about how you can upgrade your business to the next level. Thank you so much, Farah, for coming on. Really appreciate you. I don't want to
Thank
leave
you.
without. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
you know what? You made the show. You made the program, and I think that's what happened, right?
I'm
And
excited. I'm excited for Wednesday. I'm very excited for Wednesday.
me too. Me too. I can't wait. I know that I'm going to get a bunch of questions from everyone. And I know I really would love to see everyone come on inside. I know I see people watching on Facebook and responding through our YouTube channel, but I want to see you come inside so we can really do a real Q&A with Farah on Wednesday. So come on in at 10:30, and so that we can answer your questions personally and really kind of find out how we can help your business. So don't miss it. All right. And don't procrastinate, because guess what? On Thursday, we have Frank Capella coming on how to overcome procrastination. Wow. I know that a lot of us struggle with that. So we really don't want to miss that as well. So Thursday, we'll be talking about how to overcome procrastination. Later today at around 12 o'clock, we have a Better Credit, Better Business with Dwayne Reed from Reed Financial. He's going to be coming on and talking about how you can improve your credit. You remember him from last week? Well, he's going to be back on today at 12 to 1. So you want to join us to find out how you can improve your credit to also affect your business. All right. So you don't want to miss these things. We got some great, powerful programs coming up. And again, Phoenix National is all about empowering those who are in our community. We're a group of entrepreneurs that are motivated about helping you get to the next level personally and in your business. So thank you all so much for watching. Farah, awesome.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Try not to overheat.
Yes, I know, right? It's going to be crazy hot out there. So make sure you hydrate yourself. And again, we will see you at 12 o'clock with Dwayne Reed on Better Business and Better Credit. All right. Take care, everybody. See you again.